The zinnias are so pretty. I always buy the mixed colored ones at Dollar Tree, but for some reason this year they were really mixed colors. Usually they're just like pinks. Might get the occasional yellow one, but this year there is all kinds of different colors and they are so pretty. Yesterday I harvested a whole bunch of things from the garden, and if you haven't seen that video I will link it here. I had intended also on watering the garden and starting seeds, and I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm also going to be doing a harvest of carrots and peppers. I have to harvest the carrots because I need the room. I'm going to be starting new stuff. Unless they look really small, then I'll leave them in there, but otherwise I'm going to take them out, and hopefully they are edible because I will most likely freeze them. Let's get started. I think we'll start with harvesting some carrots. Alright, these are the Tendersweet improved, right? Oh, just Tendersweet carrots from organic Ferrymorse. Yeah, some of these are going to be a little small. So I think I'm just going to try and look. This one went right to seed, so it works out. But, you know, if you leave the carrots in after the first frost, it makes them sweeter. So if I leave some of these in here, it won't be a bad thing. Not bad for over here. I'm going to leave those ones in there. They look really small and there's still plenty of room for me to start other seeds. I think while we harvest carrots, I'm going to go ahead and water the pepper beds. And these are the red cord Chantenay carrots from Dollar Tree. Oh, that's a great one. I'll leave that one in there. These came out nice. And this container is the short and sweet carrots from Burpee Organics. That's what those ones look like. I'm going to leave the rest of them in there. And then I'm going to pull all of these ones out. They're the rainbow carrots from MIgardener. I'm really not a fan. The orange ones are okay, although those ones got eaten. Some of those are huge. I would really like to know what the orange carrots are in the rainbow mix. I've been so fortunate this year that I have not really had to worry about watering the garden too much. It's been at least a week since we've gotten rain, and it's kind of hot out this weekend, so these plants need water. So I watered a whole bunch of the garden, and now I'm going to harvest some of the peppers. I have a whole bunch of peppers inside. I think I'm just going to freeze some pepper strips. This is a purple beauty bell pepper from Fruition seeds. The yellow bell peppers always get eaten. They'll go to the chickens, but that's why I harvest them when they're still green usually, because like this one also got eaten and is starting to rot on the bottom. It's so frustrating. This is a lilac bell pepper. Small hole on top, but I think it should be okay still. Worms are doing a number on my pepper plants. Sheepnose Pimento. These turn red. It's starting to blush already. It'll turn red inside. I see a Ozark giant pepper that's not eaten by worms completely. A little bit. The Canary bell peppers are such excellent producers, which is why I like to grow them every year, but if I leave them on there to turn yellow, just like the other ones, they will get eaten, but they're still excellent green peppers. And this is a Grand Bell mixed pepper from Dollar Tree. Tons of Poblano peppers growing, but I'm only going to harvest some of the larger ones. I've got regular jalapeños. Tons of pumpkin spice jalapeños. They look wonderful, but those ones are going to wait for them to turn orange. And lastly, I have these Magic Hat F1 jalapeños. And there's some more blushing tomatoes that I'm going to harvest. These are beefsteak tomatoes. I got the last of the Tiny Tim tomatoes. There's some honey drop. Got some red cherry tomatoes and opelka tomatoes. It's just that time of the year when I have so many things to harvest, and I harvested a whole bunch of stuff yesterday and I just got 2 full baskets again today. I got the water completely gardened. I should make that a t-shirt because that pretty much sums up how my brain works. I got the garden pretty much totally watered except for the tomato bed. I might do that tomorrow. I'm a little disappointed because I see that one of the Abe Lincoln tomatoes, it's huge, has gotten eaten by a worm. I am not sure if I should harvest it. I think I'm going to leave it on there overnight and then evaluate tomorrow when I'm out here if I'm going to harvest it or not. It's a little disappointing because it was still green and growing, and now there's a big hole in the top and it's starting to blush. So I don't know if it's going to make it, but we'll see. And then, so some of the stuff I harvested today was mostly peppers. Sweet peppers have kind of been a disappointment this year. They grew very late, and then the stuff that I am getting is getting eaten by worms. Now, it just kind of goes with organic gardening. Other than organic pesticides, I don't use anything in the garden, and I haven't since the beginning. Usually I will use pesticides like neem oil or insecticidal soap early on when the plants are young because they are very vulnerable to pests, and if a worm eats all the leaves off of a young seedling, it's not going to make it. As the plants start to get more established, I usually just leave them alone, and that's worked out well for us, and it's organic and it's easy. But unfortunately, pests do get to the plants sometimes, and that's just kind of what happens. So I think this is going to be a to be continued. I will be back tomorrow. Oh boy, here we are. It is the next day. I got 0 sleep last night. I had completely edited a very long video showing all the different things that I have canned from the garden harvest with a voiceover and things, and I worked on it. And I went to export it to upload it to YouTube. Everything froze. I had to do a force quit, and everything's gone, including other videos I had, harvest videos. I just got off the phone with Apple support, and then my last resort is going to be bringing it in to see somebody to see if they can recover any of the files. I don't know what happened. I've never had that happen before. It's very disappointing to do all that work and then it's gone. So I'm recording this now and I don't even know how I'm gonna edit it. I have to figure out my whole process of how I do things and see if I should do things a little bit differently so that this doesn't happen again. It's not just the YouTube video files. I had like home movies and things on there. What's bothering me though about it is that all the files, you probably don't care about this, but I'm venting. So here we go. All the files are on the external hard drive that I have. They're there. But for some reason, iMovie and the software I use is not able to open it anymore. And it's very odd, and I'm not able to open it with any other software, and I can't use anything else to view any of it because they're iMovie files. Oi. It's the next day. After I filmed yesterday a little bit, very briefly, I came out into the garden with the intent of starting seeds, and I just kind of looked around, saw some enormous spiders, and between that and dealing with the computer thing, I'm like, you know what? Just not feeling the garden today. So I went back inside and worked on some other things. That, and I injured my foot like a week and a half ago. Standing on it for too long, it starts to bother me a little bit. Here we are. It's a new day and I'm now outside. It is sunny and warm. It's absolutely beautiful out. I don't know where the spider webs are coming from. I am going to ignore the fact that I see many things that need to be harvested, because once I start the harvesting, it's a spiral and then I'm out here for like an hour and all I'm doing is harvesting. I've got all my seeds here. We've got a bunch of greens, arugula, lettuce, peas, kale, carrots, beets. I should have started these back in August, at the end of August probably. I normally start my fall time-ish seeds in August, and it is now mid-September, but I'm gonna put them in and see what happens. You never know. Instead of just not starting the seeds and not get anything from them, it's better to start them and possibly get something from them. So I'm gonna get them in the ground. The soil is nice and warm, so they should sprout really quickly. We'll see how we do. I can't believe how warm it is today. This bed really needs, it's very dry. I need to water it. I'm gonna get the seeds started that I want to in this bed, and then we'll water it in really well. But over here, I think I'm gonna start peas. I don't think I've grown peas in this bed before. Should have looked at this before I came out here. These are supposed to be bushing. These are the Alaska peas. I don't think they are. I think they grow pretty good, but it's alright. That's what the packet looks like. They're from Dollar Tree. They're 25 cents a seed packet. It's the back. And that's how many seeds we got. One of the videos that I had lost, I had shown some of the spiders that were in our garden. They were disgusting. I had some huge ones out here yesterday. Steve ended up coming out and getting rid of them for me because they were in the way of me doing things. I don't handle creepy crawlies very well. But one of the stories I had told in the video that I lost, I went down into our basement to do laundry, and I grabbed the laundry basket and I was turning around to head back up the stairs. And as I was walking, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. And I looked down. There was a snake just right there in my basement. I ran upstairs. I texted Steve. It was a small garter snake, but a snake nonetheless. I ended up trapping it with a bucket. And I'm quite proud of myself that I was able to do that, but it was still a circus. I have a situation. So that's what happened with the snake in our basement. Steve ended up getting rid of it. We're gonna be coming up on hunting season in the next couple months or so. He was going out to check trail cameras, and so he grabbed the snake in the bucket and he removed it, rehomed it, we'll say, down into the further part of our property. Spider webs. I do not want to walk through. Wow, that is a strong spider web. These are Easy Peasy from Burpee Organics. It says 60-65 days to harvest. I don't know. We might be able to make that. It's better to try. This is the cucumber bed. I've never grown peas in here. And I'm not even going to clean these vines out right now. So I'm just going to sow some peas up against this trellis. Avalanche snow peas. These ones are from Mowing Organic Seeds. It might be too late to sow some of these, but I always try and share what I'm doing out here, and this is what I'm doing. Green Arrow bush peas. They're from Ferrymorse. And behind these bush beans here is where I grew the green beauty peas earlier this year. I'm going to put some more in. These ones are from Baker Creek. So many of the black cherry tomatoes have fallen off. They're green, some of them eaten. I'm going to clean these up and then start some carrots in here. These are, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Scarlet Nan carrots. They're from Dollar Tree. The Imperator carrot from MIgardener. These are the Danvers 126 from Burpee Organics. And this is where I've been harvesting the red cord Chantenay carrots that I started on March 16th. It's one of my favorites to grow. And lastly, for the carrots, we've got the Short and Sweet from Burpee. I'm going to put some radishes in. These are the white hailstone radishes from Baker Creek. This State Fair winter pumpkin growing. It's looking nice. Hopefully has time. I didn't get all of the seeds started that I wanted to, but that's partly because there's some messes I need to clean up that I'm not going to do today. Like all the corn stalks need to come out, and then that whole bed will pretty much be available except for, I think I have Jacob's cattle beans growing on the outside, but if I remember correctly, I think many of them were drying up. So I might be able to harvest those too and get those dried up in our basement. I still have all of the lettuce and spinach and things that I'd like to get sown. I think I had some beets in there, more radishes I'd like to get in. I can't remember if I'm forgetting something or not. But there isn't enough room right now. It's still pretty chaotic out there. At least we were able to get the peas in and the carrots, which is nice. I just saw an electrical cord on the ground and I panicked that it was a snake, because that's what happens. I think that's gonna wrap up this weekend in the garden. It's still a sensitive subject, but I had another harvest video that was supposed to be posted right before this one, and Steve and I had harvested a ton of tomatoes, and I got an enormous watermelon beefsteak, and I don't have any photos, nothing, no evidence. Most of that canning footage is gone. I have half of it. I might do something different with it because I do have the footage, and I would love to share with you what happens with the harvest once we bring it in, because I don't think I've ever shown that. I'll continue to work on it. I'm still sad that the other video got lost and it was all done and ready to be shared, and I don't know when I'll get over it. So that'll do it for this video. Hopefully it doesn't get lost and you will see it at some point. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time.